Welcome to this training on using your new Chaarmi World's Metaverse Galaxy. We begin by logging into your backend, which will be located at metaverse.yourdomain.com/my-admin. Once in the backend, go ahead and click on Plots, and then on the Genesis plot. At the top right of your view, you will see a blue arrow icon for full screen mode. Go ahead and click on that to get into a full screen view. From here, you will notice several buttons on the screen. On the left side, you have three distinct object icons. The first one is for basic objects, such as cubes, cylinders, spheres, planes, and so on. The next object section is for special effects, ranging from rain, snow, to even orbs that can be used to indicate locations in 3D space, to users, or for teleports. Finally, we have our action block section, which includes an admin object, ambient sound, and a few other action blocks that are useful. For quick access to these object menus, you can use the shortcut keys, as indicated by 1, 2, and 3. At the bottom of the screen are several menu items. From left to right, we have Screenshot without the UI, Screenshot with UI, Plot View to view the plot, Object Edit Mode for editing objects, Skybox Selection, Plot Save, GLB GLTF Import, Plot Import, Plot Export, Attribution, and finally, the Clear Plot button. Screenshots without and with UI can be useful when creating tutorials for teaching a class how to build in the Metaverse, OR, marketing and sales, to promote virtual events or trainings. Usually you'll be going back and forth between the editor backend and the end user frontend, so clicking the View Plot button will really become something you use a lot as you build out your immersive experiences. Chaarmi comes with several built-in skyboxes for you to choose from, which will be handy when prototyping your virtual experience. When you're happy with your experience, you can then upload your own skyboxes as well for use in your virtual world. To upload files, simply select the Content tab and then hit the plus button and then the Choose File button. However, most of the time, you will be uploading GLB files. The green icon will get the full URL to the file on your server, whereas the blue copy icon will give you just the file name. Most of the time after uploading your files, you will be using the green copy button for the full URL link to use inside of the editor and bring in your custom files. Next, the Save Plot button is one of the most important buttons. You can click on it, or you can alternatively hit the Control plus S keys on the keyboard for a faster shortcut to save your scene. Do not forget to save in order to be able to view your plot in the front end. Also note the specific number of polygons in your scene. For mobile experiences, you will need a very low amount of polygons, usually under 50,000. For VR experiences, under 150 to 200,000 polys is recommended. For all other devices, you will be able to go up to 1 million polygons or less for most systems. Keep in mind that the avatars themselves can be around 10,000 to 50,000 polygons, so a plot with 4 other people in it will already be between 40,000 to 200,000 polygons just from the users. Next, we have the GLB import button. There are many sites to get GLB files from, including Sketchfab.com, TurboSquid, CG Trader, and many other locations to get free 3D models. You can even create your own using tools like Blender, Maya, or 3D Studio Max. When working with Sketchfab, specifically make sure the files are downloadable and you are using CC BY SA, CC0, and Free Standard. When you see a model you like, look for its triangles or polygons. And if it's in the millions, it is not a good fit for your Chaarmi Galaxy, even though it may work on your computer. Once you find something you like, simply go down the page and hit the Download 3D Model link. A window will pop up, where you will then download the GLB file by clicking the blue Download button. Next, hit the Copy Credits button and then paste the copied data into a Notepad app. Remove the quotations from the attribution, as this will cause problems in Chaarmi. You will need this in the next few steps when we bring the GLB model into Chaarmi. Make sure you have uploaded the file to your content folder and hit the green copy button to get the full link. Go back to Plots and then to your Genesis plot, and inside of Chaarmi, select the Import GLB button. Paste the link in and hit the OK button. Next, copy the attribution you took in the previous step and paste it in the attribution text area and hit OK, and then hit the Add Object button. Give Chaarmi time to import the model and image textures into the scene. The attribution button will now show the attribution you had pasted in earlier. Let's hit the X button to close the window off. It's now time to go over movement controls in Chaarmi. Go ahead and hit the Clear Plot button to clear the plot so we can start from fresh. To move the camera, simply move your mouse in the screen and holding down the right mouse button. Now, holding down your right mouse button, press the WASD keys to move within the scene. Holding the Shift key while doing this will speed up the movement even faster. Now press the 1 key on the keyboard and let's drop a cube in the scene by clicking on the cube. If you hit the W key while selecting an object, you will get the movement arrows in the red X, green Y, and blue Z orientations. Clicking on these arrows will move the object accordingly. The Q key will auto-duplicate the object along a certain axis of your choice. This is useful for building out and prototyping worlds fast. The E key allows you to rotate the object on the X, Y, or Z axis. The R key will allow you to scale the object on any axis, and if you press and hold the center white cube, you can scale uniformly to any size, which is something you will be doing a lot as you design your worlds. The T key allows you to scale on one side of an object, which can be useful at times when you want to get even more accuracy. Pressing the X, Y, or Z key will rotate the object on that axis by 90 degrees, which is useful for speed when building. One of the most important keys will be the Tab key, which will get you right into the object editor after you select any object in the scene. The object editor is where you will be doing a lot of your fine-tuning of your plot. Every object has a name, and you can fine-tune their transform, rotation, and scale. Every object also has a color hex value that you can enter as in red, green, blue, alpha style hex or 6 to 8 digit hex value with a hashtag in front of it like this. Textures can be a URL to a JPEG image file, or it can be one of the many built-in textures that you can find simply by hitting the T button on the left side. Finally, the UV coordinates allow you to tile the texture or image across your object. When done, simply hit the Save and Apply Changes button. You can now simply hit the X button at the top right or hit the Enter key on the keyboard to close the window and apply the changes. To focus on an object, hit the F key on the keyboard. Hitting Ctrl+D will duplicate an object in the scene. When focused on an object, holding down the right mouse button plus holding down the left Alt key on the keyboard will allow you to rotate around an object. When you put it all together, you can easily navigate your scene, save the view, and then test the changes live instantly. This is the true power of the Chaarmi World's backend editor. Let's now dive into the front end. Once you're in the front end experience, you will always see a help screen to start with. Clicking on it will expand the screen. Clicking and dragging on the screen will move the camera view, and WASD will allow you to move your avatar. Holding Shift plus WASD will allow your avatar to run before logging into an experience. If you hit the Select Avatar button, you will be able to choose between the built-in male and female avatars. You can also click on the Custom Avatar button above, and then go into the Ready Player Me Avatar Maker. You can randomize avatar creation, and you can fine-tune your avatar by choosing various hair, clothing, and accessories. When done, hit the Next button above, and then copy the GLB URL link and paste it back into the Chaarmi front-end avatar menu and hit the Confirm button. The avatar will load into the experience, and you can now enter as a guest with your selected avatar. Sometimes when you log into an experience, you end up spawning in an incorrect location. At the top right, there is a Respawn button. Simply press this a few times to respawn to the correct position. Alternatively, you can simply move the avatar's starting spawn point in the backend editor as well. Chaarmi comes with some built-in emotes as well as custom emotes. On your keyboard, you can use the keys 1 through 0 at the top of the keyboard to make your avatar do any of the 10 built-in animation emotes. If you are on a mobile device like an iPad, you can click on the Show Mobile Controls button at the top. This will bring up the mobile controls, which will allow you to move on a tablet device. Pressing the M key on the keyboard will allow you to send a message to other users in a unique way, right above the avatar's head. This becomes a fun way to message others in the virtual world and communicate. Another neat thing you can do in Chaarmi is share a URL or link. This could be a link to a website, payment gateway, or even a crypto payment wallet. Simply copy the link you want to share, then go back into your Chaarmi front end and hit the U key on the keyboard. Paste in your link, and then after hitting confirm, simply press the I key to show and hide your QR code. Chaarmi comes with a built-in repository of many custom emotes as well. Hitting the B key will allow you to assign the Q, Z, X, C, and E keys with any of the many custom emotes available. You can now press the various keys to see the emotes in action. At the top right, you can see the Help and Attribution buttons. These will allow users to see the attributions of the plot, which will help you keep compliant with the various assets you use in the scene. The map in the top right can be expanded and shows the top-down view of your plot of land and is useful when moving around. At this point, let's go inside our back-end plot editor and let's create a new cube. From here, we will resize it to make a nice piece of wall art. Let's search through pexels.com and look for a nice motivational image, and then download the JPEG file. Let's now upload this file to the content folder and then use the green clipboard icon to copy the URL. Let's head back into our backend plot editor and select the cube object and hit the Tab key to bring up the object editor. Now hit the texture input box and paste the JPEG URL in there. Hit OK and then hit the Save and Apply button and close off the window. You can now adjust and position the object and save the scene. This is how you can customize any world. For our final item, we will be looking at action objects. Simply open the Basic Objects window and select the action object and place it into the scene. Position this object where you want it to go. Usually, we want to place action objects in locations where you want users to take a certain action, such as sitting down or doing one of the many custom emotes available. Select the action object and hit the Tab key, and then hit the question mark button to get a list of all the Chaarmi functions. Go down to the description of an action object, and then copy the code for action objects, and go through the list of animations to see which animation emote number you want to assign to the action object. In this case, we will use 0 for sitting down. Now close the window and go back to the editor and paste the code in. For our offset value, enter 0.0. For the Y rotation, enter 180.0. For the animation ID, enter 0. Now save the scene, and let's test the front-end experience. In the front end, walk over to the action object and simply click on the action object with your mouse from anywhere, and your avatar will teleport there and take the specific action. In this case, our avatar is sitting. Hitting the Escape key, followed by the movement keys, will move your avatar. Next, inside the backend, you can add various special effects to the scene, including rain or even snow. Congratulations on coming to the end of this training. You now can take your time to get creative and start building out the metaverse experiences of your dreams. What amazing Chaarmi worlds will you create?